the staging area. First went down the wooden mats, then they brought in the long 40-foot secondary containers for the diesel generators. They're putting one diesel generator into the boxes now. Five of the 10 or 12 10-inch pumps that are going to be used on this job. You can see the diameter of the 10-inch pump is actually about 36 inches in diameter. The screens around it are 4 foot high, 4 foot wide by 6 feet. The hoses are 50 foot long that go to it. Here's a look at another one that's about to be ready to set into the water. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them already have been set yesterday. The oil drum to run the diesel generators. It also has to have secondary containment, so it's going into the box also. Going to lift this pump into place. Have 2 tag lines on the blue box that contains the pump, so they can twist the blue box in the position that they want it to sit in.
Put on our hose there? Yeah, we're gonna have to go out this side.
Something's on the bottom of the stream keeping the pump from setting even. They have to locate a spot that is more even than it's presently at.
There you go.
Hooking the hose to the pump, getting ready to set it into the stream. Pump number 8. Unhooking the excavator from the pump. Lifting the hose over. Another generator being lowered into the secondary containment box. We have 4 primary generators and 2 backups. Each generator runs 2 10-inch pumps. Task completed. Another pump going in. All 12 pumps have been set in the stream. Hoses are running up the bank, and the discharge point is 350 feet away. A lot more hoses have to be added. There's a ledge under there. We're taking out that ledge so we can get a good water seal. A watertight seal with the AquaDam. We're breaking off the bank so that the AquaDam will make a better seal to it.
Hey, you want to pull some of that up and kind of lay it in here?
Yeah, yeah.
Pull some of it up and lay it right in here. Lock that hole down. Yeah.
We got 4 spools of rope laid out. The AquaDam sits on top of it. The AquaDam has been set and rolled into the water. Trailer full of hoses that need to be swung to the other side of the river. Whoa!
Come off.
Hop up there and get the other side. This is day 5 for me anyway. They've got all the hoses laid out, pulled it into place by the 8-wheel machine. A lot of hoses, over 80 connections. over 3,000 feet of 10-inch hoses. The AquaDam, a 12-foot high AquaDam, 100 feet long, has been placed and ready to inflate with water right after the hoses and pumps get tested. The bypass hoses. Each section of hose is approximately 50 feet long. Couldn't have drugged those hoses in place without this little piece of equipment. It worked great. They finally put a footbridge in so that the crew could get back and forth from one side to the other. The bank has been prepared where we're going to set the AquaDam on both sides of the stream. We're going to add splash mats so that the discharge won't erode the banks or the bottom of the channel. Placing mats. There's 12 electrical boxes for the on and off switch, to one to each pump. A lot of line had to be run just for the electrical part. A lot of line. Finishing the hoses, chaining them into the bed of the walkway. Almost ready to start pumping. The hoses can't span air, so we had to put boards under wherever so it could would not sag. And that's what we're doing here now. The final stage is to turn on the pumps. Gonna set this mat on top of the hoses. The chains didn't work so good. They're not strong enough, the bolts that go into the planks. Hopefully this will work, keep the hoses and the spray from hitting the other bank. The generators are fired up, ready to turn the pumps on. They've decided to add one more 3,000-pound mat. The mat's to keep the spray so it doesn't spray over to the far bank and erode it out. Here comes the water.
Comes here.
Turn her off. Turn it off. Time to turn that off. Going to tie a rope onto it and tie it back to a tree. That'll keep this hose from rolling off the board. Here comes the water again. We'll give it another try. Okay, this time we've got the third time's the charm, evidently. Okay, this time we've got the third time's the charm, evidently. There's one hose. There's 12 to go. Hose number 2 is coming online. Now we've got 2 hoses. Just 2 hoses. Oh, that's nice. We're going to use this mat to protect that bank, so the current of the water coming out of the pumps will hit this mat instead of the earthen bank, which would erode. Kind of like a blast screen or something here. The top plank here, we've elevated this end here with these boards so the other end would diffuse the spray coming out of the hoses. They also added this to redirect the current or the pump spray. Bank protection's in place. This is the next day. All the pumps have been tried out. They left 6 pumps running all night long, so they've been running approximately 16 hours. This was to check water quality to make sure that it was up to snuff for the fish biologist, and it is. The turbidity level has not increased. It was 1, and they're allowed much more than that. It's a great job. We had to put a back drop in here, big, long. They're mats to keep the flow from eroding the bank. My mistake, we have 5 hoses running. You can see the barrier that was put up to keep scouring down from the bank. I'm going to take out these bends in the hose running into this dip. I'm going to put boards under all the hoses so this bend does not happen. Of course, we have to turn off the water just to pick up the hose. Again, this is part of the before we get committed and putting in the AquaDam, we got to get all the bugs out of the bypass system, and this is one of the bugs. Hoses are very heavy. They're filled with water and they won't drain because this is a low spot in the line. The hoses have been inserted into the AquaDam and we're ready to fill. We've got all 4 ropes in, tied down on the bottom, top rope slips. Water's going in. The big hump is air coming out of the first of the hose. Another foot. Another foot. Still letting it out. A little bit further. There's 4 ropes. 3 of the rope holders are all the way back there, so we can take advantage of the metal rings in the wooden mats. We're almost to the bank. The AquaDam's all the way across, touching the other bank.
Yeah, just drop them.
As the 12-foot high AquaDam's filling, we rolled out a 8-foot high AquaDam, 54-foot long, which is going to be the backup. It's going right across there. We're going to slide it in here in just a minute.
That's why you stayed in, so the water can escape around the back.
Yep.
Okay. Understood.
We've got water going into the 8-foot high dam. The 12-foot high dam is pretty much full. We might put some more water in it later, but right now we're not putting any water in it. We're concentrating on the 8-foot high dam. The 12-foot high dam took approximately an hour and a half to install.
Yes.
Using 2 4-inch pumps, electric. Ten minutes later, the 12-foot and 8-foot high AquaDams have both been put in. We're moving on to the downstream side AquaDam. The pumps are keeping up with the flow very nicely. We've got 5 extra pumps. We put the downstream 8-footer in, it's still pumping up.
Good change.
There's our discharge. Bypass. We're done with this 8-foot high AquaDam. We're pulling the hoses. Here's the 8-foot high AquaDam on the downstream side. We had to go around 2 stumps, old trees that were growing on the bank. The bank's eroded out and left 2 stumps, one there and one right on the other side. Right in there, we've got some protective dunnage material for knots that were sticking out of it, so it wouldn't poke a hole in it. It didn't. We've got 5 10-inch pumps running. And I believe the river's still coming up, so they got to turn a 6th one on. Here's that same stump. You can see how the AquaDam bent right around it. Here's the end of the AquaDam. It's abutted right into the bank. Looks like a great AquaDam. There's the upstream AquaDam, a 12-foot high backed up by a 8-foot high AquaDam. I don't know if you could make out the two, they're both white. The upstream two AquaDams, a 12-foot with a 8-foot as a backup. Another view from the upstream side, and you can see the tops of the pumps. The engineer says there's 2 meters of water per second flowing through this stream, and that requires 5 to 6 of these 10-inch pumps to maintain. We've pumped the entire flow around and are now dewatering in between the upstream and downstream AquaDams. That'll take a while. There's only one pump in there, and the fish people want to get in and collect fish and do a fish salvage operation. Good view of the pump.